All right, let's jump right into it. Today, we're diving into an explainer on a topic that is deeply personal, yet incredibly common: the unspoken language of feeling unloved. Now, just to be super clear right from the jump, we are not talking about love in the fairy tale sense. We're totally putting aside the dramatic, running through the airport to confess your feelings kind of love that the movies are so obsessed with. Instead, we're focusing on love in the real, messy, and wonderfully complicated human way. So, what if you're just not sure if you were ever loved? It is a heavy, incredibly isolating doubt, isn't it? And listen, if this is a question you've ever secretly asked yourself in the dark, you need to know right now that you are absolutely not alone. We're going to use this explainer to unpack exactly why that feeling happens, what is literally going on inside your brain, and how we can start to untangle the whole shebang together. Section 1. The foreign language of love. When everyone else seems to get it. Have you ever watched a romantic scene in a movie or a show and just thought to yourself, wait, do people actually feel like that? It's a very specific kind of melancholic disconnect. For a lot of folks, watching scenes from anime like Your Name, when Mitsuha and Taki realize their lives are unexplainably connected, or in Spirited Away, when Haku tells Chihiro he knew her from childhood, well, that evokes this deep, profound recognition. But for others, that exact same moment isn't recognition at all. It's just observation. It's literally like watching a foreign language you were simply never taught. You get the idea of love, right? But internally, the actual feeling remains totally unfamiliar. Moving on to Section 2. When kindness feels suspicious, why your brain rejects connection. You know, one of the strangest side effects of feeling unloved for a long time is that when someone actually does treat you kindly, your brain doesn't just relax and soak it in. No, it actively panics. You might immediately find yourself thinking, okay, why are they being nice to me? What do they really want? Think about the character Todoroki in My Hero Academia. When he first experiences genuine friendship and care from Deku, he literally has no idea what to do with it. His brain just short circuits. Why? Because when kindness has been super rare or completely unpredictable in your life, your brain learns that it just can't take nice gestures at face value. What we're really talking about here is hypervigilance. Basically, it's this alert state where your brain hits the panic button at kindness. Psychologists use this term to describe what happens when your mind learns to stay permanently on guard. And listen, if you feel this way, you are not broken. This is a biological defense mechanism. Your brain is just being a little overzealous and trying to protect you from getting hurt again. The catch, of course, is that this heavy armor makes genuine connections so much harder to accept when it finally shows up. Section 3. The unlovable story. Collecting evidence for a sad montage. So, when people grow up feeling emotionally neglected, the mind doesn't just stay blank. It actively builds a story. It starts whispering, maybe I'm just not someone people can love. And once that narrative takes root, man, your brain becomes an incredibly efficient, deeply pessimistic movie director. Someone cancels plans, a relationship fizzles out. Instead of seeing these as normal human hiccups, your brain aggressively files them away as ironclad evidence that your unlovable story is 100% true. It totally ignores the times things went right and meticulously stitches together only the failures. Before you know it, you feel like the star of your own sad cinematic montage. You definitely know the trope we're talking about. The main character walking through the pouring rain while a melancholic track plays in the background. This is exactly why songs like Liability by Lorde or Creep by Radiohead resonate so fiercely. They hit the nail on the head, capturing that painful paradox of believing you're somehow way too much for people to handle, but simultaneously not enough for them to love. But here is where psychology steps in with a reality check. And this is absolutely crucial. Feeling unloved does not necessarily mean you were never loved. Actually, scratch that. It's more like this. The love that existed around you just wasn't expressed in a way that matched your specific emotional needs. Those mismatches leave incredibly deep impressions on us, for sure, but they don't mean that care was entirely absent from the picture. All right, Section 4. Real love versus movie love. The quiet reality of care. Let's take a breath and ground ourselves here for a second. Because if we want to rewrite our stories, we have to separate the loud, cinematic expectations we've all been fed from the quiet reality of what genuine connection actually looks like. Movie love is so dramatic, isn't it? Confessions in the rain, grand speeches, sprinting across a crowded train station platform. But real love? Real love is usually much, much quieter. It's the everyday check-ins. It's subtle, mundane support. It doesn't scream for attention. Real love is your friend remembering that exact weird snack you like and grabbing it for you. It's someone noticing you've gone MIA for a few days and reaching out just to see if you're okay. It's the person who sits with you when things feel incredibly heavy, and instead of trying to give you advice or fix it, they just stay there in the quiet with you. These intimate micro-stories entirely lack a dramatic soundtrack. But if you feel unloved, the goal is to slowly learn how to recognize these quiet acts as profoundly valid, deeply real forms of care. Section 5. The ultimate plot twist. Your capacity to care. Now, this is honestly my absolute favorite part of this whole explainer, because there is a huge, deeply empowering resolution to all the heavy lifting we've just done. Think about this for a second. The simple fact that you can ask, "What if I was never loved?" actually means that you care about love. That's a massive aha moment. Just noticing love's absence proves that you value it. And that exact same ability to care is the very thing that allows you to build meaningful connections. Yes, your past might dictate how safe love feels right now, but it absolutely does not permanently decide your future. You have the ability to rewrite your emotional story. We humans are surprisingly adaptable. Now, is it easy? No way. Sometimes it happens slowly, and sometimes it feels incredibly awkward. It might feel exactly like those early episodes of a character arc in a show right before the real substantial growth kicks in. But it absolutely happens. Understanding your own emotional patterns is your first step toward building healthier relationships, and most importantly, a healthier relationship with yourself. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. What is one quiet act of love you can rewrite into your story today? Really think about it. Was it a text from a friend you kind of brushed off? A little moment of grace you finally gave yourself? I truly hope this explainer helped you look at your own emotional patterns with a little more self-compassion. Go out and start looking for those quiet, everyday check-ins. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and as always, thanks so much for exploring this with us.